My passion for agriculture started at a young age, growing up on a large ranch in southeast Colorado. We had a cow-calf operation and a custom haying business as well. So that's where I first learned about the value of hard work, integrity, customer service, those things. So our motto, for life in general and the operation, is to do whatever it takes. When we make a commitment to a customer, we will do whatever it takes to make sure we do what we said we were going to do. Sometimes at the expense of profitability and our sanity at times. My days begin early in the morning. We 90% of what we do deal with people and equipment. So as you can imagine, there's typically some issues that have to be resolved at the start of each day. In the evenings, I have a meeting with our operations team, and we try to dial in the next day's schedule and opportunities, things we need to be working on. And then by the time the morning comes around, sometimes that's all blown up, and we have to start over and make a new plan. But we really strive just to roll with the punches and coordinate what we can and do the best we can for that day. Our biggest challenge to date was easily last year, 2021 wheat season. We had a lot of issues coming into the season. We had a great plan. We thought we were set up well, and then COVID kind of spiraled, so we weren't able to get a lot of our experienced operators over here. So we were scrambling to put a solid team in place, and that led to some issues early on. We started out strong in wheat season, and then Mother Nature hit, and it started raining. We couldn't get into the fields, couldn't get into the crops. By the time we finally could, the wheat was very mature, past the ideal point of maturity. So it was a struggle from then on, essentially, and really helped expose some of our weaknesses as an operation and our structure. So we were able to make some significant changes, and it really showed up in our performance in corn season, and we're excited about this season and with those new things in place to make sure that doesn't happen again. Easily, my biggest accomplishment that I feel is the team of people we have assembled. We are a fairly large operation, and to put a team of people and the talent together that we have, all pulling towards the same goal, the same mission, that's where I really take pride in. As far as the legacy goes, that's a tough question for me to answer, just because it's not something we've really taken a lot of time to reflect on. But if we wanted to say, hey, what are people going to say about you? I want them to say that, hey, he worked hard and he kept his word. That's probably the most important thing to me. So the most fulfilling part to me of being a custom operator is being a customer service-based business, is that when we can, at the end of harvest, when we can drive across that fresh cut field and look at the performance and how we did, and all the crops cut to the right height and there's no feed left out in the field, and then we can drive up to the dairy or their feedlot or whoever that's going to and look at the pile of silage we built and the shape and the compaction and everything's up to T, just the way we want it. So that's the most fulfilling thing for me. So as far as an innovative farming technique that we use now that maybe we didn't have in the past, probably is the connectivity from one machine to another. We really can sit back on our phone or our computer now and look at the performance of each machine, how many hours we have on it, how much fuel it consumed. So being spread across 4 different states at times and different regions really allows us to check on the performance of our machinery and the GPS, the connectivity of that. So that's probably the thing we use the most. So the goals for our operation in the future is to continue to be a quality focused based operation. That is always our top focus. We want to continue to expand as we can, as long as we can honor that primary commitment that we will always put up high quality forage for you. We are blessed to have a great customer base, and we want to continue to expand with them as long as we can. So as far as the advancements in agriculture and what we do to stay up to speed with that, we really rely on our dealers from the equipment standpoint. They're very involved, and they know what new things are coming down the way. So we really rely on them to make sure we're staying up to speed, make sure we're running the best equipment we can for our customers, and performing at the highest level we can. The main changes in farming and agriculture the last 10 to 15 years that we've been able to see the most is probably on the equipment side. Really improvement of productivity, throughput, efficiency, downtime of equipment has come so far since we started 15 years ago. Today we can do, with one machine what it used to take 2 to 3 to accomplish. So that's made us more efficient, made us better, and our downtime has also decreased. So that's one of the biggest changes we've seen. If I had unlimited resources to improve agriculture, I would change the availability of irrigation water and skilled help. I'm sure that's probably an easy answer for everybody that face what we face, but if I could change those 2 items, I'd look a lot younger than I do, I promise you that. So So to ensure the retention of customers, we really focus on treating their crops like they're our own. We go out to the fields, we essentially have two customers. We have the grower, the farmer that's put their heart and soul into raising that crop. That's their entire year livelihood, and we're responsible for getting that to the buyer. So we take pride in that, make sure we're treating that crop like our own. The other customer we deal with is the buyer, who's challenged us with harvesting it, trusted us with harvesting it, and making sure we get it at the highest feed quality for them. They're counting on us to put up their entire year's feed for their cattle up, and we're responsible for that. As far as finding new customers, we strictly rely on word of mouth. That's how we operate, and we want to make sure we're doing a good job, and that word gets around and people trust us. And so we don't have an aggressive growth model, but we do rely on word of mouth and getting that out. So I think what makes our operation successful is the trust we've built between our operation and our customers. Every time we get a new customer, they're a little unsure. Maybe they've heard good things or whatever, but they watch over, micromanage, and over the years that they seem to put their trust in us, and that's what we value. We want to make sure we never disappoint or let them down, and that trust is what our relationship's built on. Yeah, community is important to farmers and agriculture industry. I consider it kind of the backbone of any operation. We really rely on the support of the community to strengthen us. As far as our involvement in the community, we try to do everything we can when we can. We're really big believer in supporting the local FFA chapters and 4-H chapters when we can. We donate regularly, and at their stock sales, we try to buy animals and help the community out. That's kind of how I got my start, coming up through 4-H and FFA, and I put a lot of value in that. The other piece of that is we really try to support our communities by buying locally. There's a lot of businesses in these rural areas that can struggle at times, and we're decent sized operations, so we really want to make sure we're buying locally when we can and reinvesting in the community. And that goes for every community. We travel over multiple states, so when we're in that community, we stay there at the motels, we eat at the restaurants, we buy parts and fuel there when possible. So really reinvesting financially into those communities as well is important to us. Dow-Hartley area is probably our biggest operation, so we really support that as much as we can, and we go to other areas as well and are involved in other FFA programs and 4-H programs as well, and in other areas as well. But every community we work in, we really try to support their local chapters and things like that. So as far as helping someone else succeed in this industry, we really try to do what we can. But to me, for a younger generation to succeed, it's about having an opportunity and the knowledge. So, we'll do internships and bring younger people on when we can, when they're interested, and teach them and show them and try to pass on whatever knowledge we have, and also give them an opportunity to expand. So to me, it's about having an opportunity. So my advice to the next generation farmer is don't take no for an answer. When you have a dream and you're passionate about something, pursue that to the fullest. I'll never forget when I started, I walked into the first dealership and told them, hey, I need a forage harvester. I got these big plans. And I'll never forget the way the owner looked at me and basically laughed me out of the building. And I was too young and didn't know what I was getting into. And in hindsight, he was probably right. But in that moment, it motivated me to press on and to continue and overcome those hurdles. So, in the agricultural world, there's lots of hurdles going to be put in your way, and you got to overcome those and keep pressing on. And that little incident still motivates me to this day. The Manitou telehandler would be a huge asset to our operation, and I'm sure we'd put plenty of hours on it. With all the different attachments we could move bales around, load, stack hay, as we also do some custom baling and things, but also moving parts around the yard, unloading pallets, trucks, moving tires, moving equipment around, things like that. So it would be used often. So I'm very honored to be nominated for 2022 Custom Operator of the Year. If we were fortunate enough to win the award, I feel like it'd be a reflection on our team and the commitment we've made in the communities and in the agriculture industry overall. I'm Kyle Beauchamp. I'm from Alt, Colorado, and I'm the finalist for Custom Operator of the Year 2022.